look out one.
Great
All right,
question.
thank you so much. Great question.
Next person, Lauren. How you doing?
Hi, Lauren.
I'm good. How are y'all?
We're good. Fabulous.
Where are you from? Virginia or Florida?
Roanoke, Virginia.
Beyond chances.
Yes.
What are the most useful steps, practices for getting stronger at manifesting the life you want? I feel like I'm getting better at it, but I know there's always room for growth. Thank you for being one of my greatest spiritual guides.
Oh, thank you, Lauren. You're so much fun. So, no, you are. It's fun. There's a lot of you that I have known for a long time, and we've shared a lot of times, and I'll see you in another year, and I'll look at you, what have you done? And it's just been interesting watching the lives and the thing, and that's the key, is you're just going to keep growing. If you practice yoga, which is, I would recommend for everyone, it's a wonderful thing, but if you do, you will realize that there is no end to getting better in yoga. You just constantly get better. You can always improve, and that's a good thing. You can always reach a little bit more, and I always apply that to all my practices, which life is. Life is at least just a practice. It's you're not going to get it right every day. You're not going to feel fantastic every day. I mean,
Unless the boat starts to go.
it was so funny. The good news is when you won't get rained on, we'll go in the theater. And the bad news is the engines are going to be rolling and stuff. Okay. All right. So we're going to do. So I would just say what I have found is when you can start your day with just a positive space, whatever it takes to, the moment you wake up, that's where you're going to set your day. And if you can get just as much momentum in the day going, then you can see how good and important it is to feel good, and how making yourself feel good, whatever it is, in the thought, in the there's no one way of doing it. It's the way that it feels good to you, and monitoring your own feelings, and knowing that if you are in a situation where you're just like, I feel awful, well, there's a reason you feel awful. It's because the part of you that knows that you're really supposed to basically feel good as a human being knows that this situation isn't good for you, isn't that you can get out of it and find your good feeling again. Then you can solve it. You can't solve anything from anger or frustration or sadness. It's just not going to be solved. You're going to keep getting that stuff. But if you sit here and like, okay, I'm going to go for a walk. We walk everywhere. The first thing we do is, now that we have our biscuit dog, we just get up out of that and we walk her every morning. And then we but walking is so good, and
Routine is so important because otherwise it's just
just the things that make you feel good, and take it easy on yourself. Don't let's stop looking at what we look like and what how we are perceived by what I always say. What everybody else thinks of you is none of your business. Because that will make you crazy. So just stay right here, and then walk that path one step at a time. There are those of you who have been doing that,
I have a follow-up question to that. That's such a great question. I was saying actually to my band and tour manager at dinner the other night, we had a show and I was frustrated about some things that had happened in the set, and I said, in all my years of working with you, I'm sure there were always things going on in the background, behind the scenes that I wasn't aware of, but I had never once seen you frustrated. I'm sure it happens, but I mean, as a person, I spent a few years singing background for Melissa. I had the pleasure of singing background for Melissa and sometimes played guitar. So I did plenty of shows with you, and I remember there would be logistical things going on, and I just never ever saw you sweat, and I want to know how.
You know what, I realized in the last 20 years that things will always happen, and there will always be things happen. It just does. It's I call it contrast.
Like a vibration through his speech.
Absolutely. You just do it. And two things. One is trust, and learning to trust. Really super important, especially if you're in a business. Learning to trust. I trust that every single one of my crew and band member are doing the best job that they can. They are just, so I trust that. So I don't need to go in and worry about it. I know it's going to, that everyone's going to do the best that they can, and we're going to move around whatever it is somehow. And two, I also understand that things happen. Contrast comes. I don't have a choice in that. That's life. That's what happens. It's always going to be like that. What I do have a choice in is how I respond. How I have that choice. I can see a vibration of, you know, nervousness and crazy, you know, whatever, and I can choose to vibrate with it and get crazy too. Or I can choose to, no, I'm gonna, you know what, this is fun. What a fun, interesting, I mean, I've had everything. You guys have seen me, the microphones have gone out, guitars have gone wrong, guitar is wrong, you know, all kinds of, I've been falling off the stage, you know. Cymbals, you see, now that was, and what was that? That's the funniest thing we had on Etheridge TV, right? So why would I not want that to ever happen? That's life. So that's how we do it.
Wow, that's a lot of wisdom. Thank you for that.